didn't know, never met my grandparents. The only grandparent I ever met was my grandfather's. I met my mother's mother a few times. They wasn't that close. And my father's mother passed away when I was really young. And I got to know her, Sister Clara Mohammed, who Sister Aisha mentioned. And she loved me, she spoiled me a little bit too. And that explains some stuff in my life that I didn't understand.
Copy that.
But I had a real closeness to her. Her birthday, when you mentioned her birthday, November 2nd, they thought I was going to be born on her birthday. My birthday is November 3rd. Yeah, so praise be to Allah. So she had a real closeness to me. And so everything comes, if you have faith and patience, it comes to its fruition. But I had never heard Imam Mohammed, he put down birthdays. He said we need to celebrate the Prophet's birthday. Right. So one time I bought him a gift because other people was buying them gifts. And so I wasn't thinking, didn't realize he didn't necessarily like gifts on his birthday. So I gave it to him, and then as I was leaving his house, he grabbed my hand and forced me, and he's strong. He grabbed my hand and forced money in my hand. And so I was hurt for a while, and I thought about it. I said, I better not buy him nothing else for his birthday. So I didn't do it no more. And I understood, because he's like, you're my son. I ain't gonna get you caught. You ain't gonna get caught up in this. But he talked about Savior's Day and the visual image. Some of you all may have heard this, that he left with me. It redeemed every Christmas and every traditional holiday that we didn't celebrate, being American and living and raising up in American society. And people used to look at me, you wouldn't believe how they would look at me when they say, you don't celebrate Christmas? Right. Your mom and daddy don't buy you don't get nothing for Christmas? Oh, so say, but they didn't buy me, you didn't buy me nothing either. So, but it took me a while to fix that. I just thought I was neglected. I felt greatly left out, but I always had faith in Allah, and I knew Allah would show me something. But when I heard Imam Mohammed talk about Savior's Day, and when he became leader, my first introduction to Savior, I had never seen an FOI uniform. I thought the police was coming to pick my daddy up. I saw all these uniforms and all these soldiers, tough guys standing out in between me and my neighbor's house, coming to get. I said, what the heck is going on? And we went to Savior's Day, and I think they brought us a suit, and I had an FOI uniform, me and my brother. And so we experienced the first Savior's Day, I think it was the year before my grandfather passed. I think he was alive. And so Savior's Day, I was like, a realization came to me. I'm like, Daddy is somebody big, like the President of the United States or something. I'm like, what is going on? I was brought from just a little boy on the south side of Chicago going to little experimental Catholic school and into this new world. He didn't warn us or nothing. I knew my sisters went off to school, and I used to wait for them to come home. I knew they went to a different school and they dressed different. But my mother, back then, mothers made clothes. So I just thought, they had some really, in the 70s was kind of tripped out. I thought they just wore some tripped out clothes that my mother made. And they didn't feel like, they didn't really like them. So I didn't make the connection that we were even part of a different community. I knew that we were Muslims and that my father was a very spiritual person, but I didn't have nothing to compare to him. So I was normal until I met the Nation of Islam. Then I knew something, and I could tell y'all other stories. My first day walking in the University of Islam. Now I have been with all races at the Montessori school. I'm walking into the University of Islam. All black faces, young boys look just like me. Never seen, but the only difference was their hair was low. I had an afro, big old afro, and their hair was low. But everybody was looking at me. I'm like, what the? And they were silent. They were all looking at everybody sitting behind their desk, quiet. I remember the room was even dimly lit. I'm like, everybody, and I was shy. I noticed if one person looked at me, not everybody's just standing. Nobody warned me. My father, my mother, nothing. So that was a heck of an experience. But when my father told me about his beginnings in Savior's Day, it sounded like one of them Christmas stories. He said they had a room that was lit by candlelight, a pot-belly stove, and they made, back then, this was before the bean pie, they made a sweet potato pie on that pot-belly stove. And they gave each other a gift of a red delicious apple. But to hear it from him, I had never heard my father or seen him look happier. Excuse me, my mother's drunk. I've never seen him happier in my life than he was telling that story about Savior's Day. And I was redeemed.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for letting me share that.
Assalamu alaikum. 88 years of history, you see right there. Al-Islam was underground. In 1930, it became above ground. From Farad Muhammad, who taught the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Then you had Imam W.D. Muhammad. Now you got Imam Warf D. Muhammad. 88 years. And in fact, you see all these mosques all over the place. The FBI stole all our temple, not our temples, but all our properties, our business, our schools, and they stole it. Yes. And so what did that do? We paved the way. When Imam Muhammad said, established Juma at over 200 or 300 some temples, we established Juma nationally in the United States. And now we're in the time of the flowering of Al-Islam in America. And we see all these mosques and schools and so forth. And I thank God that I'm working with the son of Imam W.D. Muhammad. And he's on the what's the name of the council, Brother Imam?
USCMO, the United States Council of Muslim Organizations.
U.S. Council of Muslim Organization. And what it is, they got 8 founding members that represent.
It's 11.
It's 8?
11.
It was a change of the
original founders were 11.
Right, and
there may be 8 now. Yeah.
Yes, they're going to add the 3 more, but they keep mentioning the 8. But you know better than me. I mean, you're the one of the founding members.
Those ones that show up.
Yeah. And so, but we do have to close out at 4:30. We're going to go ahead and have a prayer in the back. But I do have some quick announcements. I'm going to do the one in regards to the apples. We have the apples. Before you leave, please take one of the apples with you. Okay? And then also the banquet. Me and Hathik, we did a nice little walk. He had to keep up with me, or I had to keep up with him. It's in walking distance, but it's if you go out to the door, it's to your right. Marathon walk, is that what it was? No, marathon walk was yesterday too. You go to your right. You have the big building that has the construction. It's just past that. You see a sign for the park, and what other landmark?
At the end of the block, at the end of the construction site, make a right turn on that street. You'll see the convention conference center.
The conference center.
You can pull into those parking lots. If you're driving, we advise that you do that. There's one of the staff right there. He knows this. Right?
It's a little bit long, but it's not too hard.
Okay.
You're just being too old now.
You know, wasn't it nice to have the chancellor of the university here?
Yeah.
When Imam Mohammed came to Michigan State University and he spoke there, we didn't have the president of Michigan State University. And then I'm proud because my uncle, he was one of the persons who established the computer science department in Southern University, the big Allahu Akbar. I just found that out just a little while ago. All right, here's the announcement. Yes, sir, brother.
Let them know they don't want them over there now.
Right.
You just tell them how to get there.
Okay, thank you for saying that. The vendors will be here till 6 o'clock. So we're going to say prayer. The vendors be here till 6 o'clock. Support our vendors. Support our vendors. And then meet us over there at 7 o'clock. And then the Mosque Cares Ministry of Imam W.D. Muhammad, we maintain the legacy of Imam W.D. Muhammad. And if I can just say this one thing, I keep using it over and over again. If there's a bank out there, and you got a loan with that bank, you owe money to the bank, and the president of the bank dies, do you still owe the money?
Yeah.
Do you just walk away and say, I don't owe it?
No.
Imam W.D. Muhammad, he saw before he passed that he established his son as the president of the Mosque Cares Ministry of Imam W.D. Muhammad. When Imam Muhammad was alive, we had the National Saviors Day program, which we have right now, our national convention, the Ramadan session, which he taught, and we're the only ones that teach in Ramadan session. The 4th of July, he was the first one. People don't realize that when Imam Mohammed picked up the flag in 1976, very few black people was picking up the flag. And he said, if you don't pick it up, I'll pick it up. Then all of a sudden you got people now dressing themselves in the flag. We've been to a conference where they had flags on their head, flags on their clothes, and so forth to show that they were identified as American citizens. This is our country, all of our country. So I wasn't supposed to do that. My job was to go ahead and get this. But my point, the Mosque Cares maintains the legacy that the Imam established. So if he had the Ramadan session when he was alive, are we going to let him down and walk away?
No, sir.
If he established the convention when he was alive, are we going to let him down and walk away? If he established the Ramadan session, aren't we going to continue that legacy? The Mosque is here. The only difference is that you have another president, which Imam Mohammed chose himself, his own son, as the president of the Mosque Cares of any Mosque Cares ministry of Imam Deen Mohammed. We who are Muslims, Imam Mohammed gave an example. I can say this. I have to say it. Imam Mohammed, he said that when they lifted him up as the president of the Nation of Islam, he was the leader of the Nation of Islam. People don't know it that him and Malcolm was friends. Malcolm only knew what the Nation of Islam taught him. How do you think he learned about Al-Islam? Imam Mohammed talking.
That's right.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, when he heard his speech, he said, Clara, don't my son have it? This is what we've been waiting for. Teach that doctrine. So he converted his own father and mother to true Al-Islam. And what do you think that everybody in the whole world see Muhammad Ali representing the Muslim who is an African American in the world, and everybody love him, right? But he won what? How many fights? He had another guy who won 5 fights. How do you think that he learned pure Al-Islam to get to the level that he was? And people say, well, I love Malcolm. I love Muhammad Ali. I love the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. They came from us. This is us. 88 years. This is us. They came from us.
That's right.
So we're going to support the Mosque ministry of Imam Deen Mohammed as long as he's going to continue. The son is there. He's going to maintain the legacy, and we're going to continue the works of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in his in new form, which really was in his son. He saw his son, and we see it, and his grandson. Look at Warthi Muhammad II. He is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he's the Imam Deen Muhammad, and he's a leader in his own right. Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
So here, last announcement, and then we're going to get on here. It says, okay, we do the annual Muslim convention. It's going to be in New Jersey, at the Robert Treat Hotel in New Jersey, and that's the Labor Day weekend. So we get to travel again. Okay, so we'll be there. So, before that, we have the Ramadan session. It will be at the Mosque building, and so we're inviting everybody to come to the Ramadan session. And that's at the RamadanSession.com. Is that correct, Brother Imam?
Yes, sir.
RamadanSession.com. Okay, so I told you about the apples. I told you about how we're going to get over to the banquet. The vendors will be here at 6 o'clock. Support the vendors. Let's see, did I leave anything else? Okay. Well, he's going to close. Oh, thank you. The prayer at 4:30, and this young man, he's dynamite. Thank you.
Okay, dear believers, we want to thank you for supporting our Savior's Day program 2018, rising toward the full excellence of human potential in the land of plenty. And we know that the land of plenty is a land that provides all of your needs as a human being. And we know rising towards the human potential, the excellence of the human potential, is if Allah blessed us to come in contact with the religion of Al-Islam, the purity of Al-Islam.
That's right.
And how we stay connected to that is following the life example of Muhammad the Prophet. And Allah bless our community coming through the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad to connect us to Al-Islam, to remind us about, through the Nation of Islam, this word Al-Islam, the Quran, and Muhammad. It was through the Nation of Islam that the Americas were reestablished and reconnected to Al-Islam. Because it's reported really that it was the Muslims who named America her name. See, a lot of people think, oh, they say Amerigo Vespucci. Amerigo Vespucci was supposed to be a map maker that never even traveled to the Americas.
Yes, sir.
So how did America get her name? The Muslims gave America her name. And America represents leaders and the ones who take lead in society, right? Allahu Akbar, that's what the Amir is. The one who takes lead, takes command, takes lead in society. So that's what America represents. So Allah has blessed us to connect to the Quran and to the life example of Muhammad the Prophet through this community. Allahu Akbar. So give yourselves another round of applause. And we thank Allah for blessing us with Prophet Muhammad, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and even W.D. Farad, who came to the shores of North America, who introduced Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So we thank Allah for all the Muhammads coming into our lives. We thank Allah for connecting us to this understanding of what Savior's Day is. Connecting us and reminding us about saviors who help humanity. So we thank you. And at this point, I'd like to call forth Imam Abdul Rahman Muhammad. And he's going to close out with a dua. So thank you, Assalamu alaikum, and happy Savior's Day.
Happy Savior's Day.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. I want to thank Southern University and the Mosque and the believers and humanity for this opportunity. But before I close, I want to bring to your attention, because this is Savior's Day. I had a brother pass yesterday at Juma Day. And this brother in Plaquemine, Louisiana, this brother was a pioneer in Plaquemine. Sometimes when we think about pioneers, we think about the big cities where a lot of people at. But Plaquemine's a little town in Louisiana. And this brother, was 16 of us
Allahu Akbar.
came into the Nation of Islam at the same time. But he was the forerunner. And he was the first one to get his ex. His name is Perry Abdullah, known as the Barber. Right, inna lillahi, inna rajiun. To allow we can, to allow we turn. So I want to close with the prayer, but I want y'all to do dua.
Dua for your
You know,
brother.
for my brother. And I'm gonna close with Asa.
They're getting ready to do dua.
I'm gonna do but the dua I'm gonna do is gonna be Asa, because he was one that was consistent. He had faith, he worked, and he was consistent in order for to do this work. And Donald Elijah Muhammad, Farad Muhammad, and W.D. Muhammad, they was consistent. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وأصئنا سنة لفكوس إلا الذين وعملوا صالحات وتوصوا بالحق وتوصوا بالصبر آمين. السلام عليكم.
Walaikum salam.
Great moves on City. Great move. Great move.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
We gotta keep doing it. We're gonna keep it up, inshallah.
Close it up and
So
break it
we're going
down.
to be saying